Welcome to Weekly Talk. Featuring Danny
and Chris. Well, here we are. It's day 452 of the quarantine. There's nobody around. The only people I see are me, Danny, and Kumar, our chihuahua. We had to eat the other three. We ran out of food about 8 months ago. No, I'm just fucking with you. It's obviously Danny and Chris. What's up, Danny?
What's up?
What'd you think of that?
You might have heard me like silently laugh like in the beginning if you listen to that.
Yeah, I told her not to laugh. I had that.
I wasn't aware that's what he was planning.
Yeah, I mean, right now it feels like there is no positive life outside of my home.
Well, I hate to bring that up, Chris, but I was reading the positives of the coronavirus.
All right.
There's less pollution going on.
Oh, yeah. Did you hear that?
There's fish in the lakes
yeah,
and
they said
rivers
like from the satellites they can see less air pollution.
Less smog. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, sorry to interrupt you.
But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like going to Walmart and seeing that there's no toilet paper.
Well, that's just everywhere. Like
I feel like, what'd you say earlier?
I'm sick and tired. I'm like, I just want some toilet paper just in case I run out. Like, a couple rolls would be great. I mean, we're good now, but I'm thinking, well, if I find some, I better get it now. I swear to God, we went to 4 different stores and all had no toilet paper. And I said, you know what? I have no idea why all the toilet paper of a pandemic is going, because this is not a ass issue. This is a respiratory issue.
Right, yeah. Like, this bug ain't making people shit, is what she said.
Yeah, they're not shitting themselves, so.
But did you see that meme that said, well, if we all die, some of us are going to have cleaner assholes than others? No, it's not. I mean, all right. So, obviously, we have a serious issue. If you can't find humor in it, then, just skip the whole podcast.
Pretty much.
Because you've got to be able to
make light of something dark.
Right now, I feel for, like, Danny's dad. He has, immune issues, I guess. Yes. Immunity issues. My mom, she has respiratory issues. Those are the people we should be worrying about. I did read, though, that none of us, like, younger people should feel, like, invincible. And I feel like there are people out there like that. Like, there's spring breakers. What do you think about that whole ignoring what the government says and going on spring break?
Well, it makes us look bad because, unfortunately, we're linked into that
the millennial,
category.
Yeah,
it's the dumbest thing. You guys really do not care about anyone but yourselves, though. Well, what I'm thinking.
Are they millennials or are they the generation after us?
I feel like it's a combination of people. But pretty much the kids that are
millennial?
According to Wikipedia, millennials, also known as Generation Y, are the demographic cohort following Generation X and preceding Generation Z. Researchers and popular media use the early 1980s as starting birth years and the mid-1990s to early 2000s as ending birth years, with 1981 to 1996 a widely accepted defining range for the generation.
All right, so
pretty much our age group, Chris.
Pretty much them motherfuckers are well, all right, so there could be people on spring break right now who were not a millennial. Cuz there are people who were born in 2000.
Yeah.
But like you were saying, it still makes us look bad cuz pretty much anything that's not like 40 and above is a millennial to everybody else.
Mhm. Will you go?
Who?
Sam, he's like so jealous right now because we did not eat them.
Oh, yeah, I lied about that.
He wants to be on my lap, and Kumar's already up here, so he's shit out of luck there.
Should we come into a day 481 of the quarantine or of the COVID virus, just know if we had to eat them, it would probably be, I probably predicted it correctly. Kumar would still be alive.
He has a lot of fat on him.
The other 3 would not be.
Harold would probably be the first because
Oh, no doubt.
it would be hard to choose one of our dogs, but we love our cat.
Well,
so
I wouldn't-
it sounds like we're really bad.
I wouldn't choose one of the dogs. I would just close my eyes and aim my gun in no particular direction, and whoever gets hit first.
So me.
No, this sounds horrible. We sound like a really weird couple.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so back to this COVID-19 coronavirus disease.
Hold on. This younger generation, I just wanted to bring something up because I was just reading about 40 minutes ago that the youngest case has come forth, and guess how old they are in Ohio?
18.
2.
2.
Yep, 2 years old.
No fucking.
Cincinnati toddler. They
tell
didn't
me.
say like what the condition was or anything. I wasn't sure if he was around like someone that was infected and they just tested him. I have no idea like how or why they tested him.
This bitch cuts me off one more fucking time, y'all.
Excuse
No, I'm
me?
just fucking with you.
No,
I'm
because I feel
fucking
like
with
you're
you.
not letting me talk. So
Well, I wanted you to talk. I was going into something about what you said.
well,
last
I didn't
night.
want to forget about that. So
What did you say last night about Washington State? A group of scientists had. What'd you say? What were you telling me about? About the whole the testing for COVID-19?
oh, well, because I was saying like, oh, we don't have like that many cases or whatever confirmed, and I was telling you that we simply don't have enough tests to test everyone. So I was telling you that South Korea, Italy, China, they have, I believe, a different sort of way of testing for COVID-19
Right. They have
that we don't approve of.
They have a testing that's not CDC ran.
Right. So pretty much we could be testing like Italy, South Korea, which have all these cases. And I'm telling you, we have a lot more than we are putting out because we're not testing everyone. We're only testing for people that have
Symptoms.
like severe cases, symptoms. Like if you're mild case, they're not going to test you. They're going to tell you to go home.
Which blew my
quarantine
mind.
yourself.
The guy from where we are, there's a hospital called St. Joe's, and there's a fella who he was the first case in our area, not the first case in Ohio, but the first case in our area, and he didn't travel, has no idea how he got it because he doesn't fuck with people. So, maybe we should be looking a little further than, oh, did you travel recently? Oh, do you have a cold? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, you were talking about a group of people who actually made their own test. Remember?
I can't remember. I mean, I say a lot of stuff to you.
All right, so whatever. It's neither here nor there. But I thought it was pretty interesting. I should have probably written it down for the podcast. But,
Yeah, I didn't think. I'm trying to think of what I said to you now.
because you were talking about how we're not using their test because CDC has to be and had their hands on everything.
Yeah, they have to approve
But it was like a group of like college scientists in
oh,
Washington
no.
or something like that.
I was telling you the only reason they tested because there was cases in Washington that people were being tested for the flu and they weren't running positive. So they decided that on their own agenda that they were going to make their own.
Without approval.
Yes, they tested for this coronavirus with their own sort of, I guess, testing, and they found the first cases of corona.
Yeah, so they had created their own form of the coronavirus test without the CDC's approval.
And that's kind of how we found
started
out,
the mass testing, right?
not mass testing, found out that we had cases.
Oh yeah, and that's mind blowing.
And I don't even know if it was in Washington.
Well, wherever it was.
Because I think you're putting words in my mouth, but I remember generally what I was saying. I know that there was a couple cases where they were testing for the flu, and everything was coming back. They weren't have the flu, so they decided to test for corona.
Man, this motherfucker will not accept my goddamn offer for this Macklemore CD. Dude. Hey, if you happen to be a listener of ours and you have a signed copy of Gemini and you've been getting mad offers, dude, I offered you $20 less than what you wanted. Come on. There are people who have a legit...
He might need that money,
Listen,
Chris.
Danny, there are people who have a legit version. Like, his is legit, but there are people who have a copy of it that's signed by Macklemore, not just Mac. And they're only wanting $20 more than him.
I'm not going to give him 80 when I can give them 100. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's neither here nor there either, guys. Sorry about that. Little rant. Tom McDonald. What'd you think of that COVID-19, the coronavirus song?
Well, I knew he would make one.
I feel like everybody is, actually.
Yeah,
I feel
to,
like
get some exposure.
maybe some views, get some viewership up.
I'm not disagreeing with what he's singing, but
we got to get you a condenser mic or something, because this dynamic mic, every time you look away, it's just so quiet. Like right now. I can tell when you're looking away. I don't even
pay attention.
So she sits
ignore
behind me. She sits behind me, right? And she sees me. I don't even have to see her to know when she's not talking to the mic, which is kind of cool. So right now, you had Chris Webby and Tom McDonald. Those are the only two that I've shown you from the coronavirus songs.
Mm-hmm.
Which one did you favor?
I don't know. I like Webby, but Tom McDonald has a nice little catch to it.
And he actually spoke on some real shit.
Mm-hmm.
Webby, nothing against Webby, but Tom McDonald actually said some shit about, like, you know, he kind of spoke about what it is right now and what it could be. Like,
right.
I could see it turning into something, like, if we don't get this contained, I can see it being something where it's illegal to step out of your house. I can see martial law, essentially. People are
people are not taking the
safety precautions.
It's the social distancing thing that has me bothered. Like, do you really need to be out and about, Chris?
What?
Stop.
No, yeah, go ahead. I'm with you.
Like, you shouldn't be at the bars, which Ohio closed down anyways. You shouldn't be at the movie theaters, which Ohio closed down anyways, and you shouldn't be at the gym, which Ohio closed anyways.
Honestly, you really shouldn't be at the mall either.
Unless, I mean, you understand you might need clothes. Your life doesn't completely stop. Like, you have shit to do.
In this situation, obviously economy is tanking, taking a huge hit. You saw Echo Music. He posted something. He lives in Vegas. All right.
Yeah.
Guess what? Empty.
Oh, I bet. That's like the city of life. Like, I mean, it has all the entertainment, casinos, all the stuff that I don't know if Las Vegas put a shutdown on certain stuff too.
I think they did. Actually, Bucket is out there, one of our buddies, and he said it was pretty well dead. Like,
yeah, it's like the worst time to go to Las Vegas, dude.
Yeah.
I wonder what you're doing there. I don't even know if the strip clubs are open.
Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing, Buckler? Huh? You don't care about this COVID-19? Nah, just fuck with you. But yeah, I mean, the economy's definitely taking a hit, and it's who do you feel bad for? Like I said, it's hard to feel bad for the guy at the top of Walmart, but it's not hard to feel bad for the guy running the local mom and pop shop.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for our local places, even the little local chain restaurants we have. Like, they're really taking an impact. Right. A lot of people are too afraid to get food there still because I can't trust you not to be like extra careful. Like,
what about the Mexican joint that just opened
down the road from us?
God,
I know,
man. Like
talk the
about
restaurant. Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you can't predict the future. I get that, but like, dude, this couldn't have happened at like a worse time. It happened at the best time for Trump because he's probably going to get reelected because he's going to look like some sort of savior for that. You know,
the only thing I did agree with his campaign or whatever.
I agree with you.
I wouldn't say handout because honestly, if he doesn't offer some sort of stimulus package to every American that needs it right now, they're going to be struggling.
Right. I get that it's not a handout, but in the same regard, don't credit Trump for this, man. Like, I mean, ride whoever you want to ride with whoever you want. That's fine, but you know, he's not the savior of the coronavirus.
And he keeps giving remarks of this racist terminology, which I don't agree with. And a lot of his followers, he keeps calling it the freaking China virus. Like,
you don't think that's appropriate?
I don't approve of it, no.
All right, it is racist.
It is.
By all means. But, I mean, it's hard to not be mad.
Really? For what? They knew.
They should have contained the motherfucking shit while they had it.
They did. the best they could. And I'm going to blame our country and the other countries for flying those people that were in those countries out.
Oh, no doubt.
During a time of
whenever this shit started kicking off, we should have halted
they didn't ban
all
any
travel.
They still barely banned
just today. We are like weeks into this. They decided that, oh, hey, maybe we shouldn't be traveling. What the fuck?
They should be putting travel bans unless it's essential. Like, we just had that Canada, United States, like, essential travel only now to them. Like, this all should have been done when we started getting cases in our country.
Look, I'm guilty of not washing my hand after everything, but I become severely, like, Danny anal over it. Like, it's crazy, man. It ain't like I'm walking around licking doorknobs or nothing, but I'm trying.
You're touching your face, though.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I guess.
You're touching your face. You're touching other stuff. It's just spreading it all over. And I wish there was more people like me that would call your ass out. Like,
oh, yeah. Don't be afraid to check your friends right now.
Yeah, you need to wash your hands. You
put them
don't
motherfuckers in place. I got called out at the... All right, so our dryer took a fucking shit. Mm-hmm. And we had to go to the laundromat because obviously, guess who's not delivering dryers next day right now? Fucking
Anyone?
Nobody. We'll have a dryer maybe on the 20th. We hope.
Maybe.
But we go to the laundromat and obviously we were there for a while, so I had to use the restroom. And this girl, she walks out and she's like, "Now don't make me call you out in public." I'm like, "What? What'd you talk about?" She's like, "You know damn well." So I was like, she knew I didn't wash my hands.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Well, in the Army, they teach you not to piss on them.
Well, you can still touch nasty things, the doorknobs.
I get it.
No, it's just nasty.
I get it. I was just joking about that. I do piss on my hands.
Well, that's nasty
No,
too.
I'm joking. I was an infantryman. I pissed my pants. Oh, you're not laughing?
No.
Oh, all right. So, driving on. This past 2 weeks, we'll be real with you. The last 12 days have been pretty shitty for me. Pretty shitty for me. I pay very close attention to my 401k in the stock market, right? Because at one time I had a pretty high number that I was proud of. And guess what?
It ain't high no more.
It ain't high no more.
But neither is everyone else's, Chris.
Right,
so
neither is everyone else's.
Quit wallowing your
I get that. But I caused myself so much mental stress. And there's this thing that you can do with Fidelity. You can put your 401k into a brokerage link, and as long as you don't invest your own money on your own and just keep it into that link, it doesn't drop anymore, but it doesn't gain anymore. Mm-hmm. So what I did, I put it in a brokerage link because I lost 10 grand. I lost 10 grand in 8 fucking days. That's a lot of money. So I put it in that brokerage link and said, you're not taking my money down no more. I'll put it back into, the T-Row price whenever the stocks go back up.
Yeah.
Like that shit. And Danny, how stressed was I making you?
You were stressing me out.
Over how stressed I was.
You were really stressing me out.
Well, I mean, you get it. I'm not going to say anymore. Who cares what the number was? You know that I lost 10 grand, so I was pretty high. And it took a lot of my life to get to that. It took a lot of the last 5 years to get to that point. And watch it go down in a matter of days. I get that nobody could predict this, but what the fuck? I thought 401k was supposed to be, minimal risk. How am I losing 10 grand in 8 days on a minimal risk deal?
Well, they never put in the rules about pandemics.
No doubt. And I don't really blame the broker who was in charge of my account.
No.
I blame myself because I should have moved. I've known about Brokerage Link for a long time, and I've known about the little trick to where if the market tanks, you don't have to tank with it. But I didn't move it. I didn't move it luckily I did move it on the day that we saw a spike because of the injection.
Right.
That was great because it took me up a couple more grand. But fuck, dude, 10 grand in 8 days is a lot of money. I think a lot. And back in the 2008, there were people at my job who lost. Mark. I'm not gonna throw any names. My bad. There was a guy who lost right around 100 grand because of how much he had, and that's
Ridiculous.
I couldn't imagine. I could not imagine being him. Now, talking to him, he said eventually it does come back. He still has not gained that full $100,000 back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then now he has to deal with this.
Right. So, a lot of people were advising me, hey, don't do that because the market's going to go back up. Unless the market goes up as much as I've lost, it doesn't do me any favors. You know what I mean? Like Dow is probably under 20,000. You know how crazy that is considering it was the highest it's ever been literally 30 days ago?
Well, you can thank the virus.
Oh, no doubt.
And I want to blame some of the media. I feel like it's really put a...
The media is definitely... What were you saying?
They really put a I don't know how to word it.
They put I
people
feel like
into
they put this fear
hysteria.
into people. Yes.
Like, I understand the virus. I'm saying it's serious. The virus is a serious thing, but I feel like the media made it
bigger than it should have been.
To where people are panicking.
Yeah, that's all the media is good for.
Make people panic.
If everybody will do as advised by the CDC, we might be able to contain this thing before it gets too far out of control.
Well, what they're saying is like trying to reduce the curve, so that whoever is sick and needs help can get to the hospital and we can help them and put them on a ventilator and blah, blah, blah. Let them get over the sickness, and then there's not a mass influx of cases coming to the hospital, and we're picking and choosing who gets a ventilator because we don't have very many ventilators and stuff. That's kind of what this is all about.
Yeah, and we know that there are people in the nursing, or not just nursing, in the hospital field who are stealing that shit. Now quit.
Not the ventilator.
Well, the mask.
The mask and stuff.
Yeah,
and
stop.
Mm-hmm.
Dow is at 19,000. Just 1 month ago, we were at 29.
Yeah.
Dude, what the fuck?
But we're not going to talk about...
But no, Danny and I are fine because I moved my shit to the brokerage link, so I don't care what happens to the market.
Well, I still care.
Well, no, I care because I'm very reliant on it. I want to move it back over here soon. So, yeah, I care. But I don't. But I do. What is going on? There's really nothing going on other than COVID-19.
I know. I was trying to look up news articles we could talk about, and it's all COVID.
Yeah, you got your stimulus package and you got your COVID-19. Everything's COVID-19, and it sucks, dude.
And there's cancellations of everything, and
we
didn't get to see our concerts.
Boo-hooing about that shit.
But I already told Chris before they put a ban on gatherings, I was not going to our Mod's
Which is why we decided that we were going to sell those tickets, but then it got postponed. So we're like, never mind. I reneged. No, but well, we weren't even selling them. We were going to give them away.
Right.
But then, they postponed shit, so I'm obviously not going to give them away.
Right, because we really wanted to go, but I was like, there's no way in hell I'm going where there's active cases of corona. Like, what the hell?
Also, if you listen to our show, I typically try not to argue about shit that I'm not educated on. So, stop fucking telling me that I don't know. Also, just so we're aware, a federal acquisition regulation is way different than some of you guys might think. I've done some mad research on that yesterday because I was called out, about this, about how Trump had pretty much dismantled the, what is that called, Danny? The pandemic response team in 2018. And somebody said, hey, bro, it literally takes 2.5 seconds for them to get a federal acquisition regulation, and he can put that money anywhere. What good does that do us when he got rid of the team that their sole purpose was to prevent shit like this? That's what I was getting at. I'm sick and tired of these fucking Republicans thinking that they're the shit. You have no real answer to anything. When I asked, how do you all feel about him getting rid of that? That's what you came back with? How you feel about him getting rid of it is, he can reinforce it. Reinforce it what? Too late? Great. Not to mention, he made Mike Pence the leader of the pandemic response team. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm not trying to be political, but Do you know what Mike Pence is educated in, Danny?
No. Law.
History and law. What the fuck kind of education does this man have to make him qualified to be in charge of our health?
I don't know.
Right. Clearly, Danny and I don't fall on the same side as some of you might on the political spectrum, and we try not to talk politics. But don't make political posts if you don't want somebody to talk political.
Right. No, I agree on you with that. I saw the post you were telling me about, and then you made a comment, and then they said, not trying to get political. Well, then don't make a political statement.
And I replied with, well, it seemed like a very political post that was pretty much throwing shade at anybody who didn't support Trump.
Right.
How do you not try to get political, but make a statement, how y'all, that ain't my president, people feel when you get that money?
Just the same way that Obama did it, and people were saying that he wasn't their president.
Right. So, yeah. That's a good response. I should have came back with that. Motherfucker. Little too late.
Hindsight's 20/20.
But no doubt. I mean, like, dude, when I talk politics, I only talk about that of which I know. So don't try to come at me and do your research on federal acquisition regulation, because you used it just a little out of context. It takes a little longer than 2.5 seconds. And like I said, 2 months too late isn't good enough for that 2.5 seconds. Like, seriously, I mean, back in 2018 when he cut this, of course you can't predict that there was a pandemic coming, but guess what? They could have had the research in place to have prevented this back when China announced it in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
That's what their sole job was. Oh, there's a pandemic on the rise? Let's go ahead and see what we can do to halt this thing from entering America. Not, oh, there's a pandemic on the rise? Let's wait till it gets here before we announce who's going to be in charge of the response team. Come on, dude. I know that there's a lot of people who think Trump's a good president, and I'm not one of them. But anytime I ask them why, you know what I get? Well, you don't know what he's done for us? No, I don't.
Tell me.
Care to tell me?
And then
well, you can look it up.
Yeah.
No. No, I want you to tell me. If I can look up anything. It just seems like our country is definitely blind leading the blind. And that might actually upset a lot of you guys, and I'm cool with that. I'm not going to be ashamed of who I support.
Right.
And honestly, Danny and I don't support a side. And that's where we go wrong. Why are we picking sides? Why don't we just try to support what's right for us?
Mm-hmm.
If it's a Republican one year, cool. If it's a Democrat one year, cool. But this whole picking sides, some of you guys are only Trump supporters because you were a Republican your whole life. That doesn't make sense.
No, I agree.
I also know of a lot of people who've switched sides from Democrat to Republican because somehow this guy impressed them. I don't know how. I'm not a fan of somebody. I'm not a fan of our news coming out through a tweet. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Off to politics. I know you were a little uncomfortable with that.
Yeah.
It just annoys me. That post kind of was like, you're very ignorant right now. Don't make political statements if you don't want people to get political.
So on lighter news, not really lighter news, you heard Tom Brady's leaving the Patriots.
See, I don't know how I feel about that because I don't really fuck with football.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying I fuck with football. I'm just saying Tom Brady of the New England Patriots is leaving the New England Patriots.
Right. And
that's a big...
Some people are offended. Like, significantly offended. And I don't know why. Like, I guess kind of the same as, when LeBron left Cleveland. Maybe Brady will be back.
We got a little salty.
Oh, salty? We had idiots that were burning burning jerseys that would have been worth hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in like 50 years. Dumbasses, dude. Mm-hmm. Dumbasses. To get his first professional jersey, you're going to burn it because he left your team? Dummy. Yeah, so Brady, he's leaving New England Patriots. He's going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, well, they don't have an official like deal, but that's where I believe he's going.
I wonder why. That's what I'm wondering. Like, like I said, I don't follow football, but why is he leaving? He's been on a successful route for a long fucking time. Like, how many rings? Hold on. How many Super Bowl rings does Tom Brady have?
9 Super Bowls.
Wow.
Story from Wikipedia. Brady has played in a record 9 Super Bowls.
Wow. 9 Super Bowls, and I believe it's all been with the Patriots, right? That's
think
crazy, man. That is crazy. What the fuck? But, I mean, he's pretty close to, he's got to be close to the end of his career. Oh, he's only been in 9. He has 6 Super Bowl victories.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. My boy's got more than Ben. What? What the fuck? That means they have more Super Bowls than the Steelers. Super Bowl wins.
Really?
Or they're tied. How many Super Bowls do the Steelers have?
6.
So they're tied. I like how he answered 6. I ain't gonna say shit else because I don't like them. Steelers are one of the most popular teams to hate. In any kind of field. Whether you could be a basketball player and still hate on the Steelers. You know what I mean? So, that's cool. How do you feel about Tom Brady leaving the Patriots?
I just thought it was crazy because he's always been the Patriots in my eyes. Like, I never would have thought he would have left them.
Hey, what do you think about Devon Terrell?
I mean, he's cool.
Do you like him?
Yeah.
I'm hoping that he sees my tweet and puts out some signed CDs. It has nothing to do with football, but that's just what I was thinking because that was on my phone last.
Yeah.
All right. The government wants to start sending millions of Americans a check. Here's how to use it. Well, obviously, there's a catch with that. They want you to invest that money, but you don't have to. But they advise you to invest it into the stock market so we can boost the stocks back up.
Mm-hmm.
If that were the case, why didn't you just borrow this $1 trillion and just put it back in the stock market? You know what I mean?
Right.
If you want me, that just seems like a really weird hidden agenda. You could have done that without me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how many Americans are hurting right now and are thinking, you know what? That's a good idea. Let me take this only bit of money that I have, because my government's barely looking out for me, and I'll just boost our economy. I don't care about my food. You think anybody's gonna do that?
Maybe like a couple.
I can see you doing it. I can see me doing it. I don't see a whole lot of people doing it. And this money is not, like millionaires do not qualify for this money. Is that correct? Danny?
Yes, according to what he said, yeah.
Not that they need it, but I could see them putting theirs into, the stock market if they were to get it. But, yeah. That's pretty much... Fuck, man. You can't look at the news without, COVID-19. Martial law was trending, by the way. Did you see this article?
I saw it. I didn't read it.
Now, Martial is spelled M-A-R-T-I-A-L, which is pretty much, what Tom McDonald's song was about. It's pretty much about how, leaving your house is illegal. You have to follow rules as put out by the government. That's pretty much what martial law is. Marshal, M-A-R-S-H-A-L-L, is a name or a job, like a fire marshal.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I guess Marshall, M-A-R-S-H-A-L-L, was trending, and people actually thought martial law was going to be the name of Eminem's new album. He just dropped a very successful album last month. Do you think he was going to release another album called Martial Law?
No.
Yeah, he shut that rumor down quick. The Godzilla video. What'd you think of it?
I thought it was a little different. I mean, I didn't mind it.
All right,
Nothing
so
like crazy.
Cole Bennett is the guy who created the Godzilla video. He's the founder of Lyrical Lemonade, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Which is a group of people who it's like a YouTube channel. Talk for me real quick.
What do you want me to talk about?
I was just playing with your mic a little bit to see if I can, increase your vocals or something. 'Cause you're very soft spoken,
We already knew that.
but it's not picking you up. Like, we both have the same volume as far as our mic volume,
Mm-hmm.
but yours is still significantly lower than mine. It's not going to be an issue. But the Godzilla video, Cole Bennett, he was a really big friend. He was a great friend of Juice WRLD,
Mm-hmm.
which is why Eminem felt it was only proper to allow him to direct the video. This
Right.
is probably the most successful thing Cole Bennett's done with his career. How many views does that video currently stand at?
I saw you post something. You said like 8.5 million a day or whatever.
Yes. So last night, it was at 59 million, okay? It is now at 61.5 million. This is 7 days old. That's pretty fucking impressive. It's already surpassed quite a bit of Eminem's other videos,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of shitty because because of it being Cole Bennett that directed it, and because of the homage that they wanted to pay to Juice WRLD, Eminem allowed it to only be released on a Lyrical Lemonade video or on their channel.
Right.
Cool, but now you just took all them views away from your actual page. But whatever, still cool. Roddy Ricch's "The Box," which is one of the most popular songs right now. I think it's number one. It's been number one for a while.
Mm-hmm.
That video dropped 2 weeks ago, and it's only at 51 million views. So, just for comparison. Whew. Breathing pretty heavy. I don't know why.
Well, open the window. It's getting
You
hot.
think that's what it is?
Yes.
All right. You don't think it's because I'm fat?
No.
I am, though. Start talking so they can have something, Danny.
I mean, you can always cut out the silence.
I'm not cutting out shit.
Mm-hmm. It is kind of hot in this because Chris doesn't stop talking. That's why.
Well, and all the soundproofing that we've been putting in here.
It's kind of hot in here.
No, for real, I'm not cutting out shit. I don't care about the awkward silences. Last week, Danny, Bobby, and myself recorded a 2-hour episode.
That we were supposed to release last week, but
Bobby is very quiet.
yeah.
Bobby's vocals were super fucking low. So, I really don't know how to fix this. The only way I know how to fix this problem is to buy a new mic and a new audio interface, which isn't super cheap, by the way.
Right.
Our audio interface only allows for 2 mics. I've been trying to play with the idea of running a USB mic. However, the recording program we use does not allow to have 2 inputs. So that's a no-go anyway. And then if you try to use like a, what's that word? Aggregator, like voice meter, it doesn't work either because that mic over there is a condenser mic. Which does what, Danny?
Condenses things.
It picks up every motherfucking noise. So if I'm talking into my mic at the volume that I'm talking right now, Danny's mic does not hear me. That mic will. Thus creating a echo. Which we just ultimately our best idea will be to, get the 4-channel audio interface.
Yeah.
But it's only Danny and I paying for this.
Right.
And it's really hard to do whenever, you got your mortgage and shit like that. So for now, I have one plan and I hope it works. I don't know if it will. I'm going to buy a mic and I'm gonna buy a XLR splitter. Okay, Danny.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna run two microphones into one input. I don't know that will work, but it might. So wish us luck on that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, back to that episode that Bobby was super quiet. We were thinking about enhancing the parts where he was talking, and we were thinking about dropping that episode. If any of you guys are interested, let us know, and we'll drop it. It is 2 hours long now.
Yeah, very long.
And there's a lot. There's a point where I bash MGK. Not really bash, but clearly we all know where Chris stands on the Eminem MGK thing. I'm a fan of both, but don't make me choose. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because my choice is not your choice. Clearly. So yeah, just be forewarned. If that's what you guys want to hear, then cool. We will do the editing and we will drop that as well. What do you want to talk about, Danny? Because we're actually at 40 minutes.
Well, there's really not much to talk about other than the coronavirus of 2019.
And it's super depressing, guys. It really is. My best advice right now is to follow the safety guidelines.
Pretty sure one of the dogs farted in the room.
No doubt.
Pretty sure it's Bub who's sitting on me.
But like you said, how do you definitely follow the safety guidelines, right?
Yeah, wash your hands, practice social distancing as best as you can. Unfortunately, some people still have to work through this horrible thing.
Yeah, keep in mind, Danny and I have to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, Danny, she will have to work regardless. She works at a hospital, so you can't get out of work.
Unless you're
unless you're dead.
Sick.
It's pretty much how it seems. Unless she's dead, she can't get out of work. My job is, I'm grateful because I know there's a lot of people not working, and my heart goes out to them. So I can't say that I'm mad that I'm working, but there's a lot of motherfucking dirty people there. Dude, yeah. I'm not trying to work with a bunch of people who don't care about the next guy. And that's kind of, it's kind of where I stand. I'm cool going to work because I got to make that money. Ching, ching. Unlike Dalia, I don't have anybody backing in a Brinks truck. I got to steal that bitch in order to back it in. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I feel like shit's about to get real different.
It's already gotten real different. What do you mean?
No, it got real different this week. I feel like it's going to get worse.
Well, we will stay tuned for that.
So try your hardest to look out for one another. You see old people out and about.
And quit buying all the damn toilet paper because that's irritating the shit out of me.
And help these old people.
Yeah, help the old people.
Don't let them. If you see old people at a packed grocery store, you ask them what they need and tell them to stay in their car.
You don't have to tell them that. You can ask if they
want help.
Yeah, you quit being mean to old people too, Chris.
I'm not. What do you mean?
You can't just fucking throw them in a car and tell them to stay there.
Well, it's better for them.
I guess.
It's way better for them. If they go into a grocery store with a bunch of 30-year-olds, you think their odds are not lifted? You know what I mean? Of getting corona?
Mm-hmm.
I did. Oh, yeah, that was a cool article. Those grocery stores who were actually going to dedicate one day for only the elderly to come in. I thought that was cool.
It wasn't just one day.
Oh, wasn't? I think it was certain hours every day.
Hours.
Yeah, certain hours every day, which is cool because those are the people who are up that time. So
those are probably the people stealing all the toilet paper too.
That's what I was thinking.
Because I know us young people don't be getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning to be getting toilet paper.
Yeah, Betty White, give me my motherfucking toilet paper. No, I'm just joking. No, man, I guess we can probably go into our Today I Learned. I don't know that Danny has anything.
I don't.
Yeah, that's how we do it every time. I do this all the time. We do it as soon as I say. As soon as I say we're going into Today I Learned, that's when we look it up.
Mm-hmm.
Because we aren't prepared. But we are prepared for the new podcast. Ooh, ooh, ah. Ooh, ooh, ah. Maybe we'll record a couple episodes of that after this. What up? Kevin, you are definitely a part of the new podcast. However,
We're practicing social distancing.
until this is done, we are practicing social distancing, which means we could do this one of two ways. You don't come on until we do your episode, or you come on via phone call and I do a lot of editing, which I'm cool with because we have a set guideline for how we're going to do this podcast. So your part shouldn't need too much editing because there won't be nobody talking over you, right? Right. All right. So you got your Today I Learned, Danny?
Yeah. The butterflies you get in your stomach when you see someone is likely actually a stress response caused by adrenaline.
What'd you say? Repeat that.
The butterflies you get in your stomach when you see someone, usually like someone you like or something like that, is actually a stress response caused by adrenaline.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So I got a crush on you so much that it stresses me out.
Well, your adrenaline hits a little bit, but whatever.
You just hit me in the adrenaline. Every time I see Danny, I get an adrenaline spike.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's my wife. I love that bitch. I'm joking. No, I do love her, but she's not a bitch. All right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Today I learned the bubonic plague, the cause of the Black Death, is still around. Congo, Madagascar, and Peru have several cases a year. Isolated cases occur in the United States and China as well. Figured that was a good one for
Thanks,
right
Chris.
now. No, that's cool. Do yourselves a favor. Read into how Singapore was prepared, and then hate on me for making you read into it. You guys have a good one. It was fun. It was real. We would definitely try to be more active.
Yeah.
And let us know if you guys want us to do the editing, so Bobby's episode of 2 hours can be released.
Email us at WTF Dave and Chris
You're
at
a bit
gmail.com
you're a bit early, but why Dave and Chris?
because we like Dave.
Because we like Dave. Do you want to just go without an outro?
Why?
Do you want to put the outro on? You want the outro? You want the outro?
You don't have to do an outro.
I accidentally cut her off somehow. Somehow I said stop. So fuck it. We're not doing an outro. As soon as you hear nothing, guess what?
It's done.
It's over. Call us at... just fuck it. Don't even call us, dude. We don't care. Nobody is, so it don't matter. Eventually, we plan to start reaching out and trying to get more people to listen. I haven't been doing my job there. I don't know, y'all. We like the idea of our new podcast. Love you guys. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.